We're in Berlin this week to experience Audi's tech-tastic Tron range of next-gen vehicles. It's basically Audi flexing its alternative energy muscles. There's a mix of prototypes and real production cars here for us to drive, at least some of which are going to come to the UK. There's a bit of something for everyone. Pure electric supercars, sporty hybrids, micro EVs with funky rotary engines stuck in the boot. There's even a hatchback powered by carbon-neutral synthetic natural gas, if you can get your head around that. So, let's kick off with the best bit, a hot lap in the R8 e-tron. It's a pure electric respin of Audi's mid-engine supercar. It's got a pair of 190 horsepower electric motors crammed in the back and a truly massive lithium battery pack. We'll come back to that in a moment, but if you're wondering, sorry, they're not going to sell the R8 e-tron after all. So this is a €1 million prototype we're abusing, all in the name of science and progress. That's a set of boots nicely scrubbed in. Let's have a look at what makes the R8 e-tron tick. Audi started with the existing R8 supercar and then pretty much chucked everything out. The body goes from pure aluminium to an impossibly clever mix of alloy and carbon fibre. That includes carbon fibre springs and anti-roll bars. Then there's the rear brakes, which are brake-by-wire, definitely an interesting innovation. But the big news in every sense is the lithium-ion battery pack. It weighs in at a preposterous 577 kilos and pretty definitely illustrates the problem with current electric car technology. The batteries are big. It adds complexity to the R8 e-tron too. There are multiple circuit boards and ECUs looking after the pack, and the whole shebang needs a high-tech heat management system. Next up is the first of two Audi e-tron models that are actually coming to the UK. It's the A1 e-tron, a range-extended electric car. The electric bits are actually pretty straightforward. There's a 13.3 kilowatt-hour lithium pack and a 115 horsepower motor. That's enough to hit 60 miles an hour in under 10 seconds. So the A1 e-tron, yeah, it's no slouch. But the really interesting bit is a tiny rotary range-extending petrol engine they've stuck in the boot. It's a single rotor Wankel design, yep, the same basic design Mazda sports cars are famous for, but it's small enough to squeeze into the spare wheel well. Anyway, it boosts the A1 e-tron range from 50 km in pure electric mode to 250 km all in. Scampering around Berlin with the Wankel engine running, yeah, the drone is a little bit annoying, but there's a good chance that wind and road roar and motorway speeds could drown that out. It'll be interesting to find out. Onto the A3 Sportback e-tron. Yep, they just keep coming. This is the second Audi e-tron model destined for the UK. Rather than a range-extended electric car like the A1, this is a plug-in hybrid. Headline specs here include Audi's 1.4 TFSI petrol engine in 150 horsepower trim, an 8.8 kilowatt-hour lithium pack, a 100 horsepower electric motor, and a total system power of 204 horsepower. Audi says the big deal with the A3 e-tron, well, apart from the puny 35 grams per kilometre CO2 output, not including grid emissions from charging obviously, is that it's a properly sporty drive. It wasn't quite ready for testing in Berlin, so we'll have to wait and see. And finally, it's the A3 G-tron. Yep, G as in gas. It doesn't look anything special, but it's a bi-fueled car that can run on both natural gas and petrol. Except the gas in this case isn't exactly natural. It's synthesized using renewable energy. It's all a bit complicated, but the basics involve splitting hydrogen from water using wind farm power, reclaiming CO2 from biomass, and cooking the whole lot up into a carbon-neutral fuel you can burn with impunity. Audi has even built a pilot manufacturing plant to produce the gas for Germany. This one isn't coming to the UK, but the idea of carbon-neutral synthetic fuels could be very big in future. So that's a wrap from Audi's Tron event in Berlin. Impressive stuff? Absolutely, especially given Audi is just a single brand within the mighty Volkswagen Group empire. It's also a glimpse of just how much choice car buyers are going to have over the next few years. Things are going to be exciting. And just a little bit complicated.